A one and a two and a chick-a-boom a chick.
Hey, what's shaking? It's Kyle here, owner, founder, chief bottle washer of Remodelers on the Rise. I actually don't wash a lot of bottles anymore. We're out of the baby phase of things, but I did wash a lot of bottles back in the day. I also do, fun fact, if you're wondering, I'm guessing none of you are wondering because you're here for straight business content, not any personal anecdotes. But if you were wondering how the dishes happen at the Hunt household, my wife early on in our marriage loaded the dishwasher very inefficiently. You know, she would put this sideways where it'd be like using 50% of the dishwasher instead of properly stacking and organizing them. And one day I shooed her aside and I said, I will take care of this. Turns out that statement, still 20 years later, I take care of the dishes. The kids empty the dishes. Occasionally we'll load it, but my beloved does not load the dishes. I enjoy it. I actually enjoy washing the dishes and using the dishwasher. Hope you had a wonderful, I guess I'm recording this on December 2nd, so wonderful Thanksgiving, or had a wonderful Christmas or New Year, whenever this might hit the airwaves. Today, I want to talk specifically about a thing called Level 10 meetings that we do at Remodelers on the Rise, because it's extremely helpful to us. It is also something that several of my clients, in particular, some of our peer group clients, have really started to embrace. And there are remodelers across the country who are doing regular Level 10 meetings, and they are very beneficial. A couple things. This is coming from EOS, Entrepreneur Operating System. If you read the book Traction, you can learn all about it. If you go to Google and you search, tell me about EOS and Level 10 meetings, it will show you all kinds of goodies. If you go to ChatGPT and say, hey, give me an executive summary, because I am an executive, a fancy remodeling business owner, give me an executive summary of EOS and Level 10 meetings, it will spit that out for you. Obviously, keep that in mind though. Like reading an actual book from start to finish, or if you prefer audio, listening to it in fullness, not just a ChatGPT summary or an AI summary or a 2-minute video. There's a difference between those two things. One will give you a working knowledge. Okay, I kind of understand what that means. But consuming the full thing will give you more depth of understanding. You will see the connections between all the pieces. You'll understand the more holistic view of it. So while we are living in an extremely helpful age of AI and ChatGPT and et cetera, and Google and YouTube and all of that, for your human mind, if it works like mine, reading an actual book, digesting it, thinking through it, doing some exercises related to it will probably allow for more stickiness of the ideas, allow for more implementation of the ideas. So just a thought there. So I wanted to go through what a level 10 meeting looks like, how we at Remodelers on the Rise with our little team of 3 full-timers, how we go about it and how it's been beneficial. So we start out our level 10 meeting. We do it every Monday at 2:00. We have a 45-minute weekly level 10 meeting. Some people choose to do a 90-minute weekly meeting. Some people choose to do a 90-minute every other week meeting. So you can kind of pick and choose there. But for this purpose, I'm going to just talk about me and my business of Remodelers on the Rise. So we start by doing a 2-minute, like the agenda. The agenda is very clear. It says personal and business update, 2 minutes. And there's 3 of us. So that means we got 40 seconds each. Did I do that math right? No, I didn't do that math right. Yeah, ish. 35, somewhere in there. I don't need no calculator. I did that in my noggin. Somewhere around there. Just a brief minute, a short minute of an update. And we do business and personal. I have to be disciplined during this time. Bailey, Director of Operations, is running this meeting. I, as the business owner, can sometimes hijack the timing of this. We have timelines on it. They're a little bit flexible, but do have the agenda for your level 10 meeting with actual timestamps. So a business and personal update since the last week. It's very helpful. It gives me a little pulse on what's going on for all of us in our personal life, and something that we look back on from the previous week that was a business win or a business success. We then move on to core value recap and call out. Core value recap and call out. If you're watching the video version, you're seeing a lovely little what do we call this? I don't know. I don't know what we call it. We got it from Canvas. Canvas, thank you. Canvasprints.com. You'll see the core values that Remodelers on the Rise are results. I, improve. S, serve. E, engage. And we got a little sentence next to each of them. We go around the horn, or one of us grabs this, and we read all 4 of them. We want them to be ingrained in our minds. We want to be reminded of them consistently. If you are a remodeler listening to this wonderful podcast, number one, 3 things actually. Number one, I'm a little feisty today, as you can hear. Number 2, can you please leave a review? Don't you want other remodelers around the world? I say around the world, mostly just North America, to be able to tune in and get ideas on how to improve. If you would leave a review, we would greatly appreciate it on your favorite podcast app or on Google. So we do that. And number 3, you need core values. You need core values. Kyle, the business coach who started this in 2008, if you would have asked me in 2014, Kyle, do the companies that you work with, the remodelers that you work with, do they need core values? I would say, maybe. I guess they could be helpful. Kyle, in 2025, you absolutely you absolutely need core values. So lock those in, get those figured out. I've got a great training on how to develop core values. It's part of our VIP club. You should join the VIP club. It is amazing, and you get access to that pre-recorded content. But we do the recap, and then we do a call out. Is there something that, as we reflect back on the past week, where I saw Bailey or Cassie or myself, because we can call out ourselves even, where we lived out our core values? We just spend a couple minutes on that. We then move on and spend 2 minutes on the scorecard. The scorecard. In the EOS world, the scorecard is a weekly dashboard of a handful of measurable metrics that let a team quickly spot trends, track performance, predict future results. So there's a whole process to kind of develop what you want on your scorecard. In our case, we have a number of new leads since the last meeting. We have tracking our active VIP club members, Remodelers Autopilot members, peer group members, any growth in our Remodelers community Facebook group. And we also pay attention to weekly podcast downloads. We watch these metrics. We're seeing trends. We're seeing different things. And that's what our scorecard is now. Your scorecard can look different. That's our first iteration of it. We added the scorecard in. We've been doing the level 10 meeting, I'd say, for 18 months or so now, probably around there. And the scorecard we recently added, and we're still refining that. Next up on the agenda, quarterly rocks and next step. Not steps, next step. We spend 2 minutes. Each one of us, Kyle has a quarterly rock. Bailey has a quarterly rock. Cassie has a quarterly rock. These are the most important measurable priorities that a business commits to. They commit to accomplishing in the next 90 days to drive us towards our long-term vision, to drive us towards improvement. These are important items, kind of on the business items that sometimes will slip under the radar if we're not putting focus on it. The quarterly rocks from the EOS system and having a regular level 10 meeting has been amazingly helpful to my company. We were good for a number of years of creating kind of an annual plan of what our goals were and what we were trying to accomplish for the year. And for a number of years, we were poor at actually focusing in and executing at a high level on that and actually making it happen. We continued to make progress. Things were improving in the business. But when we started taking our annual plan and putting it into quarterly specific rocks that each one of us were responsible for, and have the accountability of a weekly meeting to check in. And all we're doing during that is to say, are you on pace, behind pace, or ahead of pace? And what is your next step, specifically, next step with it? That has been amazing in helping us consistently execute our annual plan. That should get the attention of people listening. I'm just being a little autobiographical for my company. It's good to make a plan. It is 10 times better to actually execute that plan. And I went years without even making a plan or a half-hearted plan. Then we went years of kind of making a plan but not taking it serious. And now we make a plan and we take it serious. And that's how you make progress in your business. So I would encourage you heavily to look into the quarterly rocks. All right. So that's the next part of it. The next section is customer or employee headlines. That's 2 minutes. You'll notice a lot of two. Just you're cruising through these, but gives you a pulse on things, update on things. The next one is customer or employee headlines. Was there a conversation that you had with one of our clients? Is there something related to something going on in your job or in your life that is a little bit of a headline that we should all be aware of? This has helped us kind of keep gelled. We do 2 minutes on reviewing last week's to-do list. Kyle was to review VIP club onboarding form. What tweaks do we want to make? Bailey to put sponsor proposal for 2026 together. Cassie to send Bailey 5 post recommendations for Remodelers community. Right? We had these to-dos that came out of our level 10 the previous week. Did we get them done? Did we not get them done? Boom, accountability. Then we get to the meat of the idea of the level 10 meeting, and it's called IDS. IDS stands for identify, discuss, and solve. IDS issues, identify, discuss, and solve. It is a structured process for solving issues. We identify the real problem, we discuss it openly, and we work to solve it. If you're watching the video, you just saw I sneeze. That's 2 sneezes. Hopefully that's it. And hopefully I muted that so you didn't hear it. Identify, discuss, and solve. Solving with a clear, actionable decision. So the issues list in EOS is literally thinking through, everybody in your team really thinking through the business and listing out what issues do we have. Could be capacity of team members. Could be value delivery, could be clunkiness here, could be our process for the following is not in place. We're just shooting from the hip with it. If you think we're not consistent in our marketing efforts, our sales process, we're getting it done, but we could be improving it and systematizing it so much stronger. An issue, I'm thinking for remodelers, an issue could be, we are not watching our job costing closely. An issue could be our turnaround time from signed design agreement to signed contract is way too long. There's just all kinds. You really list out what are all of the different issues in my business. Look at the financial side, the marketing side, sales process, people, production, technology, all of that, operations, and list out your issues. You're not going to solve them all at once, but you have a full list of them. And each meeting you go through, ideally before the meeting, and pull a couple issues off of your issues list, and you put it in the IDS section of your level 10 meeting. For us, this is about a 30 minutes worth of time for us as we focus on this. This has been very helpful. It helps keep us focused. It helps us work on the business things. Sometimes it's kind of a quick little issue that we're identifying the real problem, the root problem. We're discussing it. What could we do? Could we try this? Could we try that? And then we're thinking through, all right, how are we going to solve this? What is the clear, actionable decision? Very, very valuable for a business to have a level 10 meeting and an IDS section. Let's pause here because I need to blow my nose real quick because I was sneezing. And I betcha there is a wonderful, wonderful sponsor commercial that will be happening right about now. Hey, real quick before we jump back into the episode, if you have finished remodeling project photos just sitting in a folder right now, Contractor Growth Network has a free live webinar coming up on January 8th at 2 o'clock Eastern that will show you how to turn those project photos into website project pages that actually help you close more work. They're breaking down what homeowners actually look for on these pages, the layout, the details to include, and what photos build trust instead of just looking nice. You'll walk away ready to use your projects to rank locally, pre-sell your process, and speed up decisions with better clients. If you want your past jobs to start working for you, head over to contractorgrowthnetwork.com/projects, contractorgrowthnetwork.com/projects, where you can learn more and register for this free webinar. contractorgrowthnetwork.com/projects. Okay, hey, welcome back. So we're going through our level 10 meeting. I went through and gave you a kind of the outline, personal and business, core values, recap and call out, scorecard, quarterly rocks, customer employee headlines, review last week's to-do list, and then the IDS section, identify, discuss, and solve. We then go into the conclusion of the meeting. We recap the to-do list that we captured during the meeting, in particular, any action steps that came out of the IDS section. We have a bullet that says, spread any pertinent information. We have a little fun with that. What is pertinent information? But usually something comes to our minds that's important. Maybe some time off coming up, maybe a deadline for something. There's always some pertinent information. We have a bullet that says Remodelers Autopilot Giving Update. One of the things that we do through the revenue that comes in through Remodelers Autopilot is there's a percentage of that we as a company put towards giving. And a little bit, you could call it a perk. My team seems to think of it as a perk, but we decide as a group causes that we want to support, person that we need to support, and it's just a nice thing that we do a little update on during our level 10 meeting. And then we have a bullet that says general work and personal stress level, 1 to 10. 1 equals low, 10 equals high. I find it from a leadership standpoint, it's nice for me to have just a pulse check on the work stress and the personal stress. I don't need to know your personal life. We don't need to get into details related to that. But if somebody says my work stress level on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being low, 10 being high, my work stress level is a 3 and my personal is 7, I might follow up with that person and talk to them. Or it's just good for me to know. I might find a way to encourage them, or even for them to have to verbalize it is a helpful exercise. I also find it very helpful from a leadership standpoint to see trends here. How is my personal work and personal stress level going? When you do this every week, it really helps me keep a pulse on even my own work and personal stress and also that of my team. And then we do a meeting rating, 1 to 10. Sometimes we get an 8. Like if we didn't 5P, proper preparation prevents poor performance. If we didn't get our level 10 meeting organized well, if we went down rabbit trails and didn't really focus and pay attention to the clock, etc., there might be an 8 meeting rating. But oftentimes, because it's structured and because it's focused on valuable side of things, it's usually coming out as a 9 or a 10 and just legit. Like we feel energized, we feel like we made great progress, we had good focus, and we're working on the business things before we get back to a lot of the in the business things. So there you go. There is how level 10 meetings at Remodelers on the Rise goes. I suggest if this resonated with you that you do some research, you read the book Traction, you watch some 10, 15-minute videos that recap how this whole thing works. You reach out to us and say, hey, can we have a copy of your level 10 outline? Or you go to Google, you go to ChatGPT and you find it. But make sure that you understand all of the elements of it in pretty good detail before you kind of embark on this. And then embark on it. Schedule the meeting, have the meeting, make it happen. Cool. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for listening. Go and attack the day. Attack the rest of your day with enthusiasm unknown to mankind.